Hello and welcome on 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, it's time to talk sports again, as we are here to give you a lot of juicy story coming from the world of sport. We are going to be starting with basketball, but before we do that, let me introduce the guests, the analysts for this hour, talking about Nonso Arinze. Good to have you.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's go straight to business. We talk about basketball. Nigerian DTigress. They have been grouping in Group B of the FIBA Women Qualifiers for the World Cup. That will be coming up in Australia for the World Cup, but for the qualifiers, it will happen live in Serbia, precisely in Belgrade, where Nigeria, France, China, and also Mali have been grouped. They are in Group B. You have Nigeria there, Mali, France, and China. But as it is, a lot of people are looking at how are the chances. What can we say about the chances of Nigeria being very obvious that are going to scale through in this group? Are we going to be able to make it, looking at Mali as one of the arch rival of Nigerian DTigress, and also China, including France? Looking at this, Nigerian ladies will be facing China, Mali, and France. And we are going to be playing France and China before Mali.
Like you said, Mali is a massive rival for the Tigress. The Tigress had to defeat them in the final of the FIBA Afro Basketball to win the crown for the 3 consecutive years in a row. I think in Africa we've got no issues right now with the African team. So the problem is, can we get a victory and another victory from either France or China? France are highly placed side in the world rankings, and it will be quite difficult. Don't forget, the last time we faced them, it was a massive washout. So if Nigeria would have a chance of getting through that group, they would have to get something from the game against China. That's likely Nigeria's bet to get through. They can get something against China. I don't know. I'm super confident that they will get past this Malian team, and they will be through. My issue is, what can they get something from this China team? I'm trying to be realistic. I don't think Nigeria would beat France. I look at the rankings. I look at the way we're playing. We them to be local champions in quote, to do well in Africa, do well in the continent. When we get to play
at the world level,
exactly at the world level, either at the Olympics or at the World Cup, we tend to falter. Don't forget, we had the last World Cup anyway, and who says we can't make it to this one? But like I said, the group doesn't look so good, except the fact that but if Nigeria must make it out of that group, they must get something from China, and I think they will get past Mali. I think they've got enough firepower, though they'll be lacking the services of Ezine Kalu. She picked up a knee injury. She's out for 6 months. But they should. I think Otis Ugly should be able to tell these girls to get something away from that one.
Now let's take another angle. As we've talked about the chances of Nigerian DTigress making it through the China, France, and Mali as teammates, group mate. Now, let's look at it. Just last month, if up till now, although the issue of allowances and bonuses being owed to these ladies, although some have been settled, but still remaining some. And as it is right now, don't you think that could actually hamper the performance of these ladies?
No, it would have. Psychologically, it's not easy coming out from that position they were at that point in time. If you look back, let's take you back memory lane. The girls asked for 3 things. They wanted their money from the Adopt an Athlete campaign, they wanted the team manager, and also the allowances paid by the MBF. Okay, we can confirm to you now that the money for the Adopt Your Athlete campaign has been sent to the Tigress. We've not really got to the manager yet, team manager for the girls, but and don't forget the committee of sports in the House of Representatives has ordered the MBF to pay all outstanding allowances to the Tigress, and they were given a month. That was over 2 weeks ago. We don't know whether those allowances have been paid
because right
yet.
now it's still the news that came out 4 days ago that the money is still remaining 14 million naira for them to get clear totally.
See, we are not in our sports in Nigeria. I don't want to broaden it. Our sports is not in the right place at the moment, but it is indeed a work in progress. We talk about the issues that the MBF has founded, the fact that the board has been dissolved. FIBA talking about suspending us and not suspending or postponing it to January the 30th. Our basketball is in shambles. Our male Katpa, don't forget how they performed at the Olympics, and then head to the Afro Basketball, a different team entirely with a different manager, because Mike Brown picked a different team again.
Even as we speak right now, it's not going to be Mike Brown, another person.
Julius Wara will taking care of the team for the qualifiers. That's because he's got his hands tied with the Golden State Warriors in the NBA. But it is what it is. I keep saying this. Our basketball is not in the right place right now. Before the Olympics, it was cozy. The Tigers were on top of the world. I think the Olympics did humble the Tigers and the Tigress. The girls went to the Afro basketball, did us proud, Nigeria failed. But like you said, see, no matter how well or how oil grilled these ladies are, they will need all the motivation they can get.
Yes, because the money will speak.
Exactly.
And motivate them.
I thought the campaign was supposed to prepare the girls for the Olympics, and the money 4 months after the Olympics was not even in their hands. So what was the girls? Where was the girls feeding, or where was the money? The money was supposed to prepare them.
Now, could that have been a mistake from, let's say, okay, because the Adult and Athletes initiative came from the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport, Ministry of Youth and Sport, and releasing that money to MBBF that delayed all the payment, or rather to CBN, or whatever the means or channels. But what's the delay? The question is, what is always causing this delay by releasing this fund to the athletes?
I keep saying these things. It's simply we have a systematic problem, and not just in basketball.
Almost all the sports.
Exactly. Apart from the NFF and quote, who's got their own issues. We know that there's a long train of issues they've got. We seem to have other sporting federations seem to have issues with the inflow of funds and the disbursement of these funds they get in. Let's be sincere. How many sponsors do we have in the NBF? How much do they reckon? Can we, as journalists, do they have a financial statement that states how much they've raked in for the calendar year, and how much has been disbursed? And that is why more sponsors won't come into the sport. We need to get our accountability right with all these federations, because I wouldn't want to put 2 naira when I will get the value of 2 naira back from what I put in. The accountabilities have been terrible. We talk about the NFF and their issues they've got with so many court cases left, right, and center. The MBBF as well. Is Musa Kida? Is he the MBBF president? Is he not the MBBF president? Even the list that was released was by the sport ministry. The likes of EKG was by the sport ministry, not the MBBF. They released a list that included 5 home-based players. So our basketball is in a big dilemma. I think the girls are professionals. They play in top leagues in the United States and other parts of the world. But see, a workman is entitled to his pay.
Yeah.
The good news, like I said, is they've gotten their adopted campaign money. Hopefully, they get paid before these qualifiers begin, because it's far away in February. We say but I tell you, motivation-wise, they will be smashed. I don't think they'll be in the right place of mind.
Well, with also the Nigerian ladies, the DTigress will do well at the FIBA World Cup qualifier that will be coming up in Belgrade, Serbia, come February 2022, before we know what to do concerning that particular issue, because right now it's going to be a very painful thing if they cannot make it, but we believe they will make it. Despite the fact that France, China and Mali are in the same group with Nigeria, we believe that our ladies can deem it fit to qualify for the World Cup. Hope all will go well with our team. Now we move straight from basketball and we talk about table tennis. A Nigerian was voted as the vice president, executive vice president of the International Table Tennis Federation. His name is Eniton Oshodi. Why Eniton Oshodi has been voted right now as executive vice president of ITTF, and we are celebrating that. Yes, why we are celebrating? Something came up and we look at what are the benefits that Nigeria can actually get from this position, being coming to Nigeria as the executive vice president of ITTF. Also is a deputy president of the African Table Tennis Federation. Not forgetting that, yes, in Lagos they also hold sway there. But as it is, Eniton Oshodi has been voted executive vice president, just like we have Amadou Pinnick in the FIFA
executive board.
Good. So there are advantages, there are benefits that we can get from all these positions.
Politically, yes. In the sense that they tend to, Nigeria do have a say in the decision making in the international body when Nigeria is not left out. Like you talk about Amadou Pinnick and about Eniton Oshodi. But the thing is this: Eniton Oshodi is not new into getting the international body. He's been in the African Table Tennis Federation for some time now. What's the state of the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation? That's the first we have to check out. I spoke to Alona Corney some days before the Olympics, and he did complain about the fact that the funding is not coming. He practically uses his personal funds, money he makes getting from his club base to sponsor his trips. Now we are talking about the World Table Tennis Championship. Are they sponsored by the government? Look out. It's not about having somebody in the ITTF. I keep saying that. But
wait. Let's look at it this way. If yes, government will have their own role, but corporate sponsors too come.
That is why the Table Tennis Federation of Nigeria should be coming up. What have they done in raising funds? What have they done in raising funds? What have they done to aid these athletes in competitions? Not only in Nigeria, in Africa, and also in the other climes. See, I want Nigeria to get to a point where all these sports right now, government will take their hands from, like it's done in other climes, and you raise your funds, and when you raise your funds, you take that funds to fund your activities without any government interference. But you can't every time run to government for bailouts, and you expect federal government not to have a say in how you run the federation. It's not possible.
Not possible.
If you look at quickly before you look at the leagues in Europe, from the Premier League, these are different bodies. They raise their funds, they run their affairs, free from interference from government. I want Nigeria to get there. Like I said, I wish congratulations to Eniton Oshodi. Hopefully, and this will trickle down to our table tennis here in Nigeria. And we'll get more, Alex, for a longer time. It will be Shegun Toriola, and then Kwaduna Quadri. After Quadri, who next?
Well, we just hope that Nigeria will get it well in sport. This particular sector can get a lot of youth off the streets concerning unemployment and also earn some revenue for this country. As we see that sport is a big business. Now, we still talk about table tennis, but this time around, Nigerian did well over there in Houston, Texas. He won his games, 2 games now, and hopefully we are hoping that Aruna Quadri will be able to get better and better in all the games he's playing. He seems to be the only one making flying high the flag of Nigeria right now, as he was able to defeat Brazilian Vitor Brichi in their game, in the game they actually had. And right now, Aruna Quadri will be playing the round of 32, and we hope that this Nigeria will do us proud in that competition. Well, still talking sport here. Now, let's look at the fact that a lot of Nigerians are hoping that the National Sports Commission, if it comes up, this will allow maybe, at least according to the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Honorable Sunday Dari, that National Sports Commission will allow the no interference, at least they'll be able to raise funds for Nigerian sport. Hopefully, we hope to see this coming to limelight. We're taking basketball, we're taking table tennis, talking about all this. Now, let's move to the round leader game, football. But this time around, Confederation of African Football, CAF, are considering Qatar to be the host of playoff, where all the countries that will be playing, the 10 nations that will be fighting out for playoffs ahead of the qualifiers for World Cup, will be played in a neutral ground to avert some reasons. Now, let's talk about this. Looking at CAF, they are looking at Qatar.
Yeah,
could be the place. Maybe Doha or any other city in Qatar. They want to a situation whereby it will be a neutral ground.
Just a one-off.
One-off.
Yeah.
All the countries in Africa, the 10 will go there, play once, and 5 will be picked. The 5 that qualify, that wins, will be picked.
I think it's a very strange idea for Africans, but it's not a bad idea. FIFA has given the green light already that they can have a playoff, just a one-legged playoff at a neutral venue. And CAF is thinking, okay, let's take it out of Africa, let's go experiment and have fun. I'm thinking like Copa Ball, talking about South America, do take their games away from their Copa Ball, take it maybe to Europe to get France in the diaspora.
At least they use that to create more fans base, to make more revenue and all that.
Exactly. But there is a question mark, you know. We all know what the pitches are like in Africa and how teams do manage to qualify playing in those pitches here in Africa. Taking the game to Doha, you get the best of facilities, you get the best. Would we end up legs in here? Are you sure we're going to get the best legs to take to?
Or is it a strategy that CAF want them to get used to the pitches there? But majority of them are professionals.
They are professionals, but it depends on where you're playing. You can be playing in Nigeria and you're professional. To me, I think it's a good idea. I don't know why I'm drawing
a lot of people say, okay, a lot of people are saying, okay, well, it's good, go to Doha or Qatar, anywhere in Qatar, but why don't you pick a place in Africa?
Is that what people are saying? That's why
a neutral country that is not playing.
Does not have to qualify as well.
Exactly, can be picked.
See, I don't care where you play these games. What I care is let the best 5 teams make it to the World Cup.
And let them perform.
Exactly. Let it be the best facilities available for them to play. If you want to play one-legged playoffs, get the best pitches, the best officiators, that is the best referees, the best facilities, and let the best team qualify. I don't care whether it's in Doha, it's in Europe.
And I hope that the best team that will qualify will also do well at the World Cup. Because
exactly.
That's the main thing.
For you to do well at the World Cup, you have to be the best. Like I said a few weeks ago, I said Nigeria are doing competition, we don't play this. No. For you to be the best, you have to be the best. You have to beat the best legs to get to the World Cup. And it doesn't matter wherever you play, a good team is a good team. Whether you play in Nigeria here, or you play in Cameroon, or you play outside Nigeria, doesn't matter. I think I buy the idea of CAF Hopefully the Super Eagles will find a way to get
to
come on,
the World
we
Cup.
all want to be in Qatar.
After all, they are going to play the World Cup in Qatar, so already
why not get used to the pitch as well?
It can be very painful for those 5 countries that will draw, because already they can feel the stadium or the pitches they will play.
Unfortunately,
it can be very painful that we actually go to Qatar on playoff. And then we couldn't make it on to the main tournament. Well, we just hope that Nigerian Super Eagles will be able to scale through whichever team is going to be fighting out against us in the FIFA qualifier. Talking about the playoff that will be coming up, and we believe that Nigeria will do well come March 2022 for the World Cup proper in Qatar. The Super Eagles will fly. Just believe that. And now, quickly, before we go, let's talk briefly about the UEFA Champions League. A lot of matches were played yesterday, but let's just pick a match. A lot of people look at it. We look at Manchester City against PSG. That would be the point where we're going to talk about.
There are two teams with two different strategies. One tried to soak pressure and counter-attack. The other tried to play position-based football and play. Man City were missing the service of 4 key players: Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, no thanks to COVID-19, and Ferran Torres, who's out for a long time. But they still found a way to grind that result. Paris Saint-Germain were quite wasteful in the first half. They scored first, but Club Plus, I think the issue with Paris Saint-Germain is they've got 3 players who are not willing to track back. 3 players who are not willing to add. They work with talk about Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. These guys, attacking wise, they are out. They are playable. They are out of the world. They're the best trio in world football. But defensively, they leave a lot of holes at the back. And you see the fact that Manchester City were pressing. The high pressing style of Pep Guardiola, and these 3 players didn't give anything away defensively. And I think that's what cost Paris Saint-Germain. They would have won that game if those guys had tracked back. The 2 goals were quite avoidable, but the touch from Bruno Fernandes, I have to pick that guy out. I think he's like a silent achiever. He's underpraised with what he's done with Manchester City this season. This is a man who was on his way out of the club at some point, but he found a way to be the first name in the team list. What a pass for Gabriel Jesus on the night, and what a finish! But that pass was exquisite, was heavenly. And if Pep Guardiola watching that game over again, will be like, wow. I'm quite lucky that this guy did
Let's quickly look at the Europa League rather. A lot of matches will be coming up today. We've taken some, but now let's take another set where Lokomotiv Moscow will be final against Lazio, Olympiacos against Fenerbahce, Rangers against Sparta, another team that's Prague rather, and now you have a PSV Eindhoven against CSKA. These are the teams that will be playing in this the Europa League for today.
The game that started for me is game between Rangers. Their new manager, Giovanni Broncos. His first game, even though he was not in charge, he was in the stand. They lost 3-0 in the semi-finals.
And this is welcoming him to Europa League.
Exactly. And I think he will do well. I'm a fan of Giovanni. He may not play the style of football, robust football of Steven Gerrard, but that Holland kind of football, position-based passing the ball around is the way he would want this Rangers team to play. I feel attached to them because of the Nigerian players playing. They will have Casey Bassi, the left back, Leon Balogun, as well as Joe Aribo. So I want them to succeed.
Well, as it is right now, I think for Van Bronckhorst, who has experience as a player, he knows what it takes. But the birth of the Europa League could be a big one.
He's been there before. Come on, with the Feyenoord from Dutch, he did so well.
In Feyenoord. But now if you look at Feyenoord in Ajax, talking about the Eredivisie over there in Netherlands, if you actually want to compare Eredivisie and the Scottish League, Rangers, I
think I'll go with the Eredivisie. Come on.
So the quality of football
and the quality of players there as well is quite higher than in Scotland. But in
Scotland,
Gerrard has found a way to pummel a great team together. You've got this guy Fashion Sakala, the guy who plays.
Now what you need to look at now is even though Gerrard was able to do that, can Broncos do this?
But he's got the crop of players. Maybe until next season, when a lot of them would, reporters are saying a lot of them will leave for the Premier League. But from now to now, he's got some quality players to work with. Fashion Sakala, Joe Aribo, Leon Balogun, Jermaine Defoe. You got this man, Malos.
Usage.
The guy. Exactly. So,
usage.
I think
you actually have a lot of
quality player, but not you.
How to use them matters.
I think Rangers fans will have to relax. It's not going to happen immediately like it's been Gerrard, because he's going to change the style of play. He's going to change the philosophy. He's going to change the feeling around the players. It will take time. Maybe we'll lose a game or two, but I tell you, he will come good. they will see different Rangers, but not different results. Because I think they have enough quality to win the league again.
Still talking about the Europa League, a lot of matches that we just said. So now we still take one more before we go on the show, talking about the Europa League fixtures that will be coming up today. PSV are in the zone also from the Eredivisie. A big club will be playing against SK Sturm Graz. Sturm Graz is a team from Austria.
Yeah.
And the way it is now, when you pair the Austrian league, although you always look at, these are the
big games, yeah.
Yes, but PSV and the Ville, a team that, if you check record, they've been there. They have experience.
Quite experienced. And then we've got a Nigerian there who plays for that team. I'm talking about, is it Maduka?
Maduka, yes.
Yes, he does play for them. What a wing guy is. He has a wonderful left foot. I don't see it's going to be a one-way traffic. I think PSV Eindhoven should be able
have
to.
it.
Come on, it could get embarrassing. Don't disrespect to Sturm Graz. Because for you to be in this level of the Europa League means you must have passed some stages and they've given a good account of themselves. But this PSV Eindhoven team, I look at the squad there. They've got Mario Götze as well. They've got a good coach. The man I try to remember his name. A guy I love so much. There's going to be one-way traffic, I think. So one-way traffic.
We just hope that everything will go with all the clubs that we're playing today in the Europa League. Well, now the MPFL will be coming up. And everybody's actually waiting. They can't wait to see what's going to happen in the MPFL. First fixture has been released, and now they said by December 17 thereabout, it will be coming up. Nigerian Professional Football League. We are waiting. When it comes up, we'll bring you all this and many more in the world of sport. It's been Nonso Arinzechi has been talking most today on Sport 360 Sport. I really appreciate it.
Always nice to be here.
Good one. They are always nice to be here on 360 Sport. It's a place where we talk sport and make you enjoy yourself in the world of sport. I am Adeni Ajishafe on the show. Keep doing sport. It's fitness and business. Thanks for watching.